Okay, so since we've been playing Zelda for the NES, I wanted to take a look at the booklet. I'm going to be playing multiple Zelda games, and we're going to be looking at the booklets and going through the stories of each game, which is something that I never did when I was younger. I just jumped into games. I actually hated cutscenes because they just kind of slowed down the gaming. So now that I'm an adult, I'm more interested in the actual story. So we're going to look through the manual and see what you would have gotten in the manual for The Legend of Zelda had you gotten it back in, I think it was released in 1986. It's pretty gold color. See our contents. We have hints on how to destroy Ganon, basic wisdom, treasure, the magic and the mystery, the overworld, the underworld, the Legend of Zelda ABCs. Okay. A long, long time ago, the world was in an age of chaos. Let's see how good my eyes are. In the midst of this chaos, in a little kingdom in the land of Hyrule, a legend was being handed down from generation to generation. The legend of the Triforce. Golden triangles possessing mystical powers. One day, an evil army attacked this peaceful little kingdom and stole the Triforce of Power. This army was led by Ganon, the powerful Prince of Darkness, who sought to plunge the world into fear and darkness under his rule. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. Where was I? Fearing his wicked rule, Zelda, the princess of this kingdom, split up the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 fragments and hid them throughout the realm to save the last remaining Triforce from the clutches of the evil Ganon. At the same time, she commanded her most trustworthy nursemaid, Impa, to secretly escape into the land and go find a man with enough courage to destroy the evil Ganon. Upon hearing this, Ganon grew angry, imprisoned the princess, and sent out a party in search of Impa. Braving forests and mountains, Impa fled for her life from her pursuers. As she reached the very limit of her energy, she found herself surrounded by Ganon's evil henchmen. Cornered. What could she do? But wait, all was not lost. A young lad appeared. He skillfully drove off Ganon's henchmen and saved Impa from a fate worse than death. His name was Link. During his travels, he had come across Impa and Ganon's henchmen. Impa told Link the whole story of Princess Zelda and the evil Ganon. Burning with a sense of justice, Link resolved to save Zelda, but Ganon was a powerful opponent. He held the Triforce of Power, and so in order to fight off Ganon, Link had to bring the scattered 8 fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom together to rebuild the mystical triangle. If he couldn't do that, there would be no chance Link could fight his way into Death Mountain, where Ganon lived. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save Princess Zelda? Only your skill can answer that question. Good luck, and use the Triforce wisely. That was a little difficult to read because of the background, but I like that. We've got hints on how to destroy Ganon. When Impa gave Link the order to destroy Ganon, she also told him of the history of the land of Hyrule and the layout of the 9 underground secret labyrinths. These layouts should be somewhere in this book. Relying on what Impa had told him, Link has to somehow make his way to Death Mountain. Link might be able to find out where the mountain is by carefully studying where and when the monsters appear. In the forest and mountains, there are several caves, and in these caves there live merchants who will sell Link useful items. As well as buying things here, Link can get his hands on other things that he can't get elsewhere. Why does that guy look like a thief? Actually, also, this picture helps me with my question of, does Link's hat have a yellow brim? It looks more green here, but in the first incarnation, his hat had a brim. Here it looks yellow. Anyways, lots of amazing things happen in the springs. Link finds here and there. The fairies will give Link a whole new supply of life hearts. These aren't the only secrets to be found. The entrances to underground labyrinths are hidden all over the place. There are also some entrances that are really hard to find. Nevertheless, somewhere you'll be able to find hints on how to solve these riddles, and once Link's found a labyrinth, he'll always get an item of treasure. That doorway has teeth and eyes. They're not quite as detailed as that in the game. Carry weapons such as boomerangs to match the enemy. This way Link can proceed with the fight more effectively. The skill to switch over quickly to the treasure select screen and swiftly take out the treasures is really important. If you've got this skill, Link will be able to win through to the end. The labyrinth level display is important. It shows Link the way. If Link does not fight in the right level order, he might meet a miserable end at the end of the labyrinth. Don't rush forward too fast. Lots of riddles are hidden in the underground labyrinth, and once Link's found the map and the compass, he can go forward checking each of the passageways one by one. Walk around and find all the rooms for this. Link will have to increase his possessions a lot. In the underground labyrinths, Link will come across some doors that will close behind him once he's passed through them. Yet there's always a way of opening them and escaping. Even if Link's closed in on all sides, he's not allowed to give up. Try anything to get out. Link's going to have a difficult time trying to destroy Ganon. He's real mean, but even Ganon has his weak point. Some friendly character in the game is sure to tell Link about it. Link has destroyed Ganon and managed to rescue Princess Zelda. Now that he's got a hold of the two Triforces, he once again goes off on his travels, making his way towards countries unknown. Who knows what the future holds for Link? Link, the hero of The Legend of Zelda, does not yet exist. You create Link by first registering your player name. You may create a total of 3 different Link characters. So we actually know all of this. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but I am going to scroll through so we can look at the artwork. So I think it's pretty neat. See, I've been calling the money rupees, but apparently they're rubies in the first game. Oh, and that thing that I thought was a folding chair was a ladder. Okay, so this is a good little section. This is the actual name of the enemies that we're going to come across and what they're supposed to look like, because none of them look quite the same in 8-bit as they do drawn out here. We got the Tektites, Octoroks, Levers, Peahats. I've never been able to attack a Peahat. They always hit me. It's a ghost of a flower. And you can only hit it when it's not moving. Interesting. There's Moblins, the Armos, Guinea. Guinea is a ghost who lives in the graveyard. There are two types. There are Guineas who are there from the beginning of the game, and there are those who appear when Link touches the gravestones. The Armos are soldiers who have been turned into stone statues. That's horrible. Lionels are guardians who attack all those who come near Death Mountain. He's strong, and Link's little shield can't stop his sword. This is the one that I thought looked like a llama. What the hell is it? It looks like it's got a horse's body with a man's torso and a lion's head. Lionels are terrifying. There's a Zola, which is a half fish, half woman who lives in the water. Rocks. Hey, the rocks look pretty good in comparison. They did a good job on the rocks. Okay, so I think this is what each of the labyrinths are supposed to look like. I know that the third labyrinth is controversial because people think it looks like a swastika, but it's actually called a manji. But it's weird that that's the only one that they have like the actual design for. Everything else just has a name. Okay, so those bloopy things we've been killing were called Zol and Gel. They're jelly-like monsters that walk around bouncing around in the labyrinths. And they split into two. The snakes are called rotes, but then also they're called snakes, a poisonous snake that has made the labyrinth its home. The bats are called Vire and Keese. Vire is a devil that controls the Keeses, and when Link cuts it with his sword, it turns into two Keeses. Huh. The skeletons are called Stalfos. The hands are called Wall Masters. A monster hand that appears out of the labyrinth wall, and if it catches Link, it takes him back to the entrance of the labyrinth. I hated those in Link to the Past. Gulria, a little devil that lives underground. He uses boomerangs. There are two of his types, blue ones and red ones. Wizrobe, the master of movement. He appears here and there, letting out magic spells that Link's little shield can't hold. He's pretty strong. Dark Nut. Not Knight, Dark Nut. The knight who lives in the labyrinth. He has lots of attacking power. Paul's voice. A ghost with big ears and a weak point. He hates loud noises. Oh, that's the thing that I thought was a rabbit, I think. It does kind of look like a rabbit. Look at its ears and its whiskers. I remember running into these and not being able to kill a single one of them. Landmola? A gigantic centipede. Attacking its head won't work. Likes, a tube-like monster that has a soft spot for magic shields. Gibdo, the mummy man. He's got some strange powers and some pretty powerful attacking force. Moldrum, the huge worm living in the labyrinth. It grows smaller as Link's attacks. I don't think I actually ever killed that thing. I think I just walked past it. The Dodongo, the giant rhinoceros. It hasn't got much attacking power, but it bounces off attacks with a thick hide. Yeah, this was the boss of the... Was it the second dungeon? Its design is pretty cool. The Manhandla, a large man-eating flower with hands sticking out in all 4 dimensions. It moves faster as it loses its hands. And the Aquamentus, a type of dragon that some call a unicorn. As well as having lots of attacking power, it's a fearful opponent. This was the very first enemy, wasn't it? The dragon. It's pretty basic compared to the other two. I'm really liking the Manhandla. The way that... it's not that good in the game, but like the design in the booklet is really cool. I might try to crochet one. Patra. The Patra attack in groups, in 2 types of formations. Both formation groups are strong. The Dig Dogger. Big sea urchins. In spite of their big bodies, they shrivel up when attacked. They come on pretty strong. It just keeps saying over and over again they're strong. The Gama, the super huge crab that lives in the labyrinth. Its hard shell will repulse any attack. Attack its weak point with a special weapon. I don't think I've run into these yet. The Gleeok is the 2-headed dragon. We did get that one. A huge dragon that has 2 foreheads and spits out beams at Link. Heads that Link cuts off from its body fly around in the air. The head is also an enemy. The Bubble, the spirit of the dead. When it clings onto Link, he won't be able to unsheath his sword for a while. Oh, that's what that thing is that stopped me from using my sword when it hits me. It's supposed to look like that. But it winds up just looking like a ball of light that floats around. That's what the door things and the statues at the front are supposed to look like. See, we've already beat level 1, so... Wait, what's that? Link will surprise himself if he hits upon Paul's voice, the monster with the big ears. Wink point. Do this by... Sorry, that's a secret. Okay. Oh, there's more writing here. Princess Zelda had anticipated the difficulty of finding the entrances to the level 7, 8, and 9 labyrinths. She gave the following clues to Impa, who passed them on to Link. The mysterious sealed entrance to level 7 is the Brown Dead Forest. Go the furthest west mountain and do something special. Use a candle to burn trees and find a hidden entrance to level 8. An old man who lives near the ocean could tell you which tree in the green forest covers the entrance. The two huge rocks high on Death Mountain are known by people as Spectacle Rock. I think they changed that in Legend of Zelda, in Link to the Past to Turtle Rock. Be patient. Use your learned skills and knowledge. And some rooms in the labyrinth can only be reached through underground tunnels. Those rooms can be discovered only by moving certain blocks, but first destroy all the enemies in the room. Be strong and wise. Zelda awaits your rescue. That's it for the booklet. It's pretty interesting. I'm hoping that we will be able to move through. I think we're on dungeon number 6, but I think we skipped dungeon number 5. I'm trying to remember, so we will be working our way through that later today.